Alright, so now let's go ahead and try to get our turret range to work. If I go to balloons and I select a tower, you notice that it displays a range. And in our last video, we had a very hard time trying to get it to work. So what I did is what every good programmer does. We Google it. And I just Googled how to display turret range, video game design. And if we look at the very first link, video link, it says Unity Tower Defense Tutorial. But we are not using Unity. But I went ahead and actually watched this video to kind of get an idea. And, similar game engines have similar things between them. I thought that maybe I could get some ideas from this one for Unity. Then I next Googled GDevelop 5 because I wanted to be specifically for GDevelop 5. But none of these really showed me how to do it. I mean, I can click here, buy the GDevelop people, and let's take a look at what they have. So, wow, there are actually quite a lot of resources that we could use. Do we have anything with how to put an object on center of another? If we want to center our range on a turret, we might want to use that later. Let's see. Inventory game. Oh, we might want to use that one doing our turrets. Maybe. Okay. Timers that store instances of objects. We might want to come back to this when we're making our turret shoot, and each one has a different fire range. Oh, this would be useful to use for our platformer game. Okay, this might be useful for our turret, our tower defense, if we want to be in a grid system. So we don't really see anything specifically about turret range for GDevelop 5, and we want to kind of emulate what we see here. So I went ahead and watched the Unity video, and I got some ideas. So let's go ahead and try those ideas. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a new scene because I don't want to have to deal with all this other stuff that's happening. I just want to focus on my turret range happening. So I'm just going to make a new scene. I want to open it up, and I'm just going to make the same objects that I had before. Turret. Grab a picture of the turret. Let's get a picture of a bullet. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a turret on there, and I'm going to make a new sprite. This sprite, I'm just trying stuff out right now. I'm going to call it turret range. And I'm going to give it a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and edit. And if we look at balloons, it's just a circle. And slightly transparent, not all the way transparent, with a black outer ring. I'm just going to draw a very crude one right now, so bear with me. That's a little too thick. Maybe something like that. Okay. And let's go ahead and make the inside color white. Now, there's no transparency option, is there? Well, yes, there is. I could do that, but so let's go ahead and leave it like this for now. And let's save. Right now it's called new object, but let's go ahead and save. We don't want to call animation new object. Let's just call it default. And here's our turret range. So I put it on here. Notice it looks like this. Now, when do I want this to show up? Well, I want it to show up when I click on this guy. So I'm just going to make that event right now. So when the object should be mouse and touch. When the turret is clicked on, I want it to make an object. And oh, what's this? Groups containing objects. Turret range at the turret X position. Remember, this is the origin, and turret.y position. Let's go ahead and check that out. Alright, so I click on it. Hey, it appears. But notice if I restart that, maybe some of you have already noticed the problem. But the problem lies in if I click anywhere, it appears. But I only want to appear if I click on this tower. And if I click elsewhere, it disappears. So, how do we do that? Well, I need to check, is my mouse hovering over this object as well? So, if the cursor is on the object and my left mouse button is down, then I'll create the range. Let's go ahead and check that. So I'm clicking here, nothing happens. I click here, awesome. But we see a little problem here. It's not exactly centered on our turret, right? So let's go ahead and look at that resource that we saw earlier. I think it was events. No. Examples. Oh, here. I think it was centering something on something else. Can't quite remember exactly what it was called. Center object within another. Let's take a look at that. Let's go ahead and just try it out. Right click to create a brick. Left click to create a coin. If there's a collision, it's going to relocate the coin to the center of the brick. Brick, coin. What if I create a coin right here? Okay. So somehow it relocates the coin to the center of the brick. Oh, but notice, if I create a brick, if I create a coin and then a brick and there's a collision, it doesn't do that. But if I create a brick and a coin, it does that. Okay. Let's take a look at their events. How did they get to the center? Okay, so if coin is in collision with brick, then I'm going to do this math. Now, where did they get these numbers from? Brick x 36 plus 36 divided by 2, brick y plus 36 divided by 2 to the position of coin. Well, I think it has something to do with the size of my brick image. If I look here. Oh. So only supporting the desktop version for now. So I think we can download this example. Where is? Can we download a tutorial example? I'm not sure, but I think this brick is actually 36 by 36. So 36 wide, 36 tall. And this is getting it to be the center of the brick. I think that's what that's doing. Okay, so maybe I could implement something similar for my turret range, so that the center of this coin, quote unquote, appears in the center, quote unquote, of the brick, or of this turret. So let's just try and copy their code. So if, let's just do a sub event. Oh, that was a comment. Let's do an event. Let's copy for now. If there's a collision between a turret and turret range, and there always should be, if you think about it, then I'm going to set the turret range, position of turret range, put an object around another. Let's see. Set position. Position. No. Exposition of object. Oh, change the position of an object. Okay, so that's what their version has. Does our version have that? Oh, here we go. Change the turret range. We want to set it to turret.x. And I'm not sure how tall that is. So one way I can know is by going to my new scene 2, going to my turret, edit, so it's 117 and 70. Okay, so 117 divided by 2, I guess, and 70 divided by 2. Or you can edit points. We already have a center, but we can use that later. Let's go ahead and try to do it the way, we found it online. I'm trying to imitate what you might be doing and what I suggest you do when you're initially trying things out. So let's go ahead and set position. Turret range equal to turret.x plus 117 divided by 2. And set the y to turret.y plus, I forgot what the number was. Let's just do 40 divided by 2 for now. I can change that later. Let's see, edit. Resize 70 divided by 2. Alright. $70 divided by 2. Let's go ahead and check. Oof. Not quite. So we managed to get what seems to be the top left of our circle to be in the center, which is good. That's actually what our code does. And we managed to move the position of our circle, our turret range, which is also good. But we didn't quite get it to be what they have online. And we'll talk about why in our next video. So stay tuned for that, and we'll further debug this turret range thing in the next video.